Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer. And yes, it is a beautiful day on the outside. You've stepped into the hottest spot in town, and you know this, right? Good morning to you. I'm your Sunshine, and it's Thursday. We are so close to the weekend. Can you believe it's already here? But you know what? We've gotten this far, so I've got something even better for you today. Every single day, we talk about the topics that some people feel a little bit uncomfortable talking about. But you know what? I tell you, every single day, this is the place where you can have that conversation and feel safe doing it. I believe from the bottom of my heart, the only way that we can come up with a solution, we've got to talk about it. Be able to be open about whatever the situation may be. Let me say to you, and today is not any different, I encourage you to be a part of the show. You can call or text if you've got comments, what we're talking about. That number is 850-432-7768. And today I have a gentleman on with me. I'll tell you, he is so big in the community. He does a lot in the community, and I think his opinion means a lot. I'm talking about Mr. Larry Williams from ECUA, and of course, he's going to talk with me today about what's happening with ECUA and this election that we just had a couple days ago. Good morning to you, Larry. How are you?
Good morning. Great. Glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming out. I mean, because I've been trying to get people just so we can have the conversation. First of all, people probably don't know you, have not met you face to face,
right?
But they're gonna meet you today. I want you to just tell the people a little bit about you, Larry. Just a little bit.
Oh, a little bit about me. Well, I am a second generation Pensacolian from the community of Wedgwood. Served my country in the United States Navy for 23 plus years.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Came back and was looking to do some renovations in housing in the community, and they told me, I asked when I came back, what was that in the back of our community, and they said it was a landfill. And from there we got involved in that process of getting that removed out of our community, and that was a spark of our political or our community activism. And from there we got involved and was asked to run for an office at ECUA, and the people agreed, and so we've been serving in ECUA now for 4 years, just reelected in the primary to serve 4 more years. So
congratulations.
Thank you. And so that's kind of our story.
Absolutely. And you know, being in that political arena, it takes a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work.
Oh my goodness.
God, it takes a lot of work. And with what has happened here, everybody in the community now, well, not just the community, other places, other parts of the world, are talking about the election that we just had. I think we were leaning one way, and it surprised everybody going the other way. And what are your thoughts on that today?
You know, my biggest thing I want to tell people is a lot of people are hurting. A lot of people are extremely disappointed, and here's why. I remember the old preacher saying, just because you score a touchdown don't mean that they're not trying to tackle you.
Come on now.
And the reason we have so many great athletes is because the rules don't change.
Yeah, that's right.
And in this political arena, every rule that we have been accustomed to abiding by was changed. They were just totally broken. Resumes, service,
anybody can do it.
You know, and so that reality is part of what makes this so tough. And then the rhetoric of what the incoming says he's going to do adds fuel to that fire, and we're just not sure where the country is going to go.
Exactly. So what do you think we should be thinking about next? How should we? And see, that bothers me because a lot of people have not really taken the time to check into Project 2025. They're talking about the education. They're going to be stopping that. All about with the civil rights, everything that was done for us back then. Even with police protection. With them, of the shooting that has gone on, that things are going to be left whereas do what you do, nothing going to happen to you. I mean, and that's got to be especially to the black community, the people of color, because that happens to us rather often. And how is it that, how can we fathom, what can we do next to make sure, just like you said, that we got to continue to play the game.
Right.
But what do you think we need to do?
Well, it's a heavy question, and it deserves some collaboration from community leaders, the godfathers and mothers of the community who come together with a big project of our own. Quite honestly, I was saying from the beginning, it's politics. So if I give you my vote, then that comes with what I'm asking you to do for me after I vote you into office. So we need to understand that we should expect some things in return, and we should keep the pressure on this administration, so that so they just don't think they have free will about doing what they want to as it affects people. And we're American citizens, and everybody who did not vote for him still are American citizens.
Exactly.
And so we should be treated as if we are American citizens. It's called majority rule, minority rights.
Come on.
So the rights that everybody has, we have those same due processes and should be adhered to, listened to, and when it's best for the country, we would expect you to act upon it.
Exactly. But you know, the things that have been promised, when he did his acceptance speech, he said that everything he said he's going to do, he's going to do.
Yeah.
So therefore, he's going to really try to put these things into, although we know he can't just say, okay, go do this, do this. It's a process that it has to go through. But the fact that that has me so, I say, thinking, is the fact that when a person shows you who they are,
yes,
believe him the first time.
That's right.
He has already shown his hand. So what's going to make it different? I'm going to share my thoughts.
Okay.
And my thought is this.
We are interested to hear your thoughts.
Is this. I think there's a lot of people feel and see what his agenda is all about. Him. I honestly believe that. But the fact also, I think America was not ready for a woman and being a black woman to be the first.
Absolutely.
I don't think they were ready for that.
Well, it shows that they were not ready, and both times Trump has been elected president, he's defeated women. So definitely
that's where I'm going.
Yeah, definitely not against him, but and that's kind of unfortunate.
Exactly.
It's unfortunate in the respect that that's a ceiling, and that women weren't given the right to vote until the 19th Amendment.
Exactly.
And in the 1920s, and so their suffrage movement for their rights, they have been working very hard. I come from a family of strong women, and I believe in them having the same rights. And
exactly,
so when you think about qualifications.
Thank you.
There was none more qualified, and that's where we say that qualifications in this election did not matter. It has something to do, as one of my good buddies would tell me, it's about relationships. He has been working his relationships for over the last 8 years. He never quietly left the scene as the tradition goes, but he constantly stayed.
He kept planting that seed.
Yeah, in the media and the consciousness, and these are those results. So we would hope for a humbling experience from him as an individual, but then we have to be activists. We have to be our best advocates for what we want.
Right.
And clearly that's what's needed now. It needs to be clear what we want, what we will not tolerate, and be willing to act upon that in a peaceful, progressive kind of way.
And I think that what you're saying right there, I think some of the people are afraid to make that move.
Yeah, I think
they are afraid to really stand up, and do it.
I heard one gentleman talk about Dr. Martin Luther King and how we should become a nation not judged by the color of our skin, but by the content
of our character.
We always wanted that, However, Dr. King was way out in front with being a man of courage.
Yes, he was.
So that he was willing to do what was necessary as a sacrifice to his own life. And now, we are we don't necessarily have that King, that John Lewis, those type of leaders, or even local like a H.K. Matthew.
Amen.
For an example. So now we need to grow up a new group of
just
leaders,
like that,
just like that, who will take the bigger picture as an example of what the community should look like, to some sacrifice of their own. And so that's going to be important. And then that the masses get together. You have a circle of people who will help you come up with a plan of action.
Exactly.
A plan of action, not a discussion, but a plan of action.
And I think about that too, because I said my question, we keep hearing what's next. I think don't wait till 4 years.
No.
Start now.
Right. And in 2 years, quite honestly, we could have the Senate, because we had to defend so many seats in the Senate this year, where they will have to defend quite a few Senate seats. And so if we don't get weary and we don't get sidetracked, and we come up with that plan of action, we can do some good things to put some pressure on the results we want.
Of course.
Over the course of those remaining 2 years, and look forward to the years to come. And I don't know how it's gonna go, but I was always hoping good-minded people, right, left, MPA,
I hear you,
would prevail. And even now, I have not seen any legislators who would present themselves as profiles in courage, but I am yet looking to see those who are in the legislative process to stand up, speak out, and be firm about right and wrong for the Constitution of this United States.
I agree. And everybody, we want to hear what you think as well, because we are touching on a subject today I think that we should keep at top of mind, because this is the beginning of our end. This is the beginning of what he's trying to make it as our end. So what are we going to do? Listen, we're going to be talking more with Mr. Larry Williams here today, but we're going to take a break and come back and keep you up on what's going on right here, even in our own Escambia County. Stay close right here with Sunshine's Corner.
Good day, Pensacola. Welcome to a new segment on health and wellness, sponsored by Baptist Healthcare in partnership with Sunshine's Corner. Every first Wednesday of the month during Sunshine's telecast, we're going to be bringing you information about health and wellness and ways to make sure we're improving the quality of your health care here in Pensacola. After all, we want to ensure that you're going to the right place at the right time and for the right reason, and that you don't feel alone. Can't wait to see you.
Empire Truck Sales, located at 2255 West Detroit Boulevard in Pensacola, is your Freightliner, Western Star, Detroit Diesel, and Cummins dealer for Northwest Florida. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., providing sales, service, and parts. Empire Truck Sales is also your Oasis dealer for Freightliner custom chassis RV and motorhome repairs. Running I-10 will get you in.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
At Pensacola Habitat for Humanity, we believe every child should have a safe place to grow. That's why we work with you and the community to build not just a house, but a home.
She worked very hard to get this house. I really appreciate that, because, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here right now.
When you help build a home, you build a future. Pensacola Habitat for Humanity.
welcome back to Sunshine's Corner. It is Thursday, and I tell you, we're having a fantastic conversation here with Mr. Larry Williams from ECUA, who's got some things working and coming up. But this is what I want you to do today, to be a part of this conversation. Again, I really believe this. If we sit there and just mumble within ourselves, we're not going to get anything done. This is how you do it. We begin to talk. And I see right now we already have a caller online. Let's see who this is, and let's say good morning. Good morning.
Sunshine. Good morning, Sunshine. How you doing this morning? You and Mr. Larry Williams.
We are doing well.
I was listening to Mr. Williams, and today and yesterday, I just felt my spirit just feels so unsettled. Because of the results that we received, and I know there was a lot of people fighting and working very hard to try to make the election be a different way. And, a lot of women are just really, feeling really down and depressed and stuff because, they was very hopeful and they was, excited. And then that makes me feel bad for them as well because, they really had, hope for a better future for their daughters and their granddaughters and their great-granddaughters and stuff like that. And just to hear the stories that how people are feeling on the radio and stuff like that, it's so sad and stuff. So we definitely got to keep praying for everybody, keep praying for ourselves, keep praying for our loved ones, our friends and stuff. And I was just wondering with Mr. At this point now, where do we start? Is the purpose of the Black Caucus is to make sure that the things that we want, we need to happen, that because they're so close in the White House area, the Congress and stuff like that, that they can make sure that we get those things approved. It feels like that we always want something, but we never get it. We always fall short. We do everything that we need to do to be these, great citizens and follow the rules and do everything like it's supposed to be, but then we don't win in the end. And I just want to know where's his thought on, where do we go now? Where do we start? Who is that person that should take up that mantle and get it started?
Larry?
I have 3 sisters and 2 daughters. And so I had to talk to my daughter yesterday morning, bright and early, before she went to work. And I'll tell you, she really wasn't ready to hear the optimism.
Right.
But what I told her is the same thing I'm going to tell you to start. Everything you have planned for your year 2025, make sure you do it. That's where you start. You do not let anything get in your way of achieving what you set out to do.
Exactly.
Because it was not that she did not run a good race.
That she did.
Okay, it was not that she didn't raise money, and not that she didn't have a good team of professionals and a team of volunteers. The results just didn't come out the way we wanted them. And so we don't have to take that as a total loss. There was a lot of brightness from what she did, and a lot of women, in my opinion, should gain from the fact that she's qualified to represent these United States on the world stage and in domestic affairs.
That's right.
It's not the case, but we have to start with the fact that we did that in an excellent way.
That we did.
We did that in an excellent way, and that it can be multiplied as we go forward with what we're trying to do on the individual level. And we've got to come off of Facebook some and get in people's face.
Yes.
We've got to get together more and come up with local plans. I talked a lot in the upcoming election about how important local elections are, because those are the people every day you see. Every day that you have their phone numbers, you see them out and about, and you can talk to them about the issues as it relates to what you want to see happen. And so we have to start there. We've got to advocate for our communities, for our families, at board meetings.
Yes.
There should not be a meeting that happens in your community
that you're not there.
Yeah, that somebody in your group is not there. I've often said that, and this is where I'm going to step on toes. I've often said that with as many churches as we have, churches should have a representative at every one of these meetings.
Agreed.
And that information should come back to churches, sororities, fraternities, and community-minded groups so that they then can come up with a proactive plan to agree or disagree going forward. But we should not be caught unaware, and we should not be caught without a plan of action. So that's how we go forward, not in despair, but we go forward, with the same spirit that we started with. We continue to fight.
That's right.
We
The fight isn't over.
Yeah,
it's not over.
We continue to fight, and we fight to win. So we have to come up with new strategies, new methods in our struggle, but we continue.
That's right. And don't wait 2 years to start the planning.
No,
start the planning now.
Now, yeah, because 2025 is around the corner.
Exactly.
And we can do so much good as for ourselves, for our families, and for our communities in the year ahead.
Well, I hope that answered your question, sir.
It did. I truly appreciate him, laying it out and explaining it. And I pray that everybody, really take heed to it and really start coming together. I think we're so separated, and I just pray that everybody start coming together and let's get some changes that we need to, really have a better future for ourselves.
Absolutely.
And I truly appreciate everything. Thank y'all so much for what y'all doing today, and we're going to keep our heads up. We already been through this before, and we're going to be able to make it on the other side anyway.
No doubt about it.
We got God on our side. That's the first and foremost.
Absolutely. Thank you, and have a great day.
You too as well. Bye-bye.
Right, bye-bye. And we're talking about women. I just pulled up some numbers here that I had received.
Okay.
When it came to this election right here, black women, 92% voted.
Man,
Look, black women, 92%.
You can't say nothing bad about.
You cannot do it.
And I think generally women, they held their own and they voted in record numbers. And
they did.
And so you have to know that they understood how important the election was for them personally and for the country, and they did their part in that. Now,
exactly.
And I think generally, those who support the Democratic Party supported the Democratic Party. Those who supported Trump came out in record numbers, and then there was a group that went on Trump's side that we did not expect.
Right.
And so
exactly.
that's kind of
he even got the popular vote. I couldn't believe.
No, I did not.
I couldn't believe that he got the popular vote. We got another call. Let's see who. Good morning.
Good morning. How y'all doing this morning?
Oh, we're doing well.
And Mr. Larry Williams. How y'all doing, sir?
Good morning.
Okay. All right. My statement is, have you heard anybody Republicans said that it was cheated and stolen? Have you heard anybody ever said that yet? Have you heard that?
You won't.
Okay. My next question is, Mr. Williams said that, which is true, that the church was come out and help out. But as a double side to me, I feel that the representatives should reach out to the churches also and let them know what's going on. Because I always say a statement that Willie Jr. always told me that there's more poor folks than there are rich. So you reach out to the people that might not have access to a lot of things that they would be able to do it. Because President Trump said one thing that he didn't say it, but the news said that the not educated college people that voted for him. So maybe our representatives reach out to those people also and make it better. Instead of because just running for they have to make a difference. They'll make a difference. It works both sides. Thank y'all. Have a blessed day, London, and keep on going. And you look good in that blue today. And Larry Williams, Sharp, y'all hang in there. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Bye. You know who that is,
right? I know that is.
But he was talking about the number of votes. Listen to this. I do have the numbers of how they came out. For white men, Republican was 59%. And for, now if he could, we need to hang that line up. All right, there we go. And also for the white women, Republican was 52%. Black men for Republican was 20%. Also, we have for the Latino men, 54%. We had for the Republican side, for the others as we go, the other races, they had a count of 50% as well. So that says, that speaks volumes right there. And
that was the difference.
That was the difference right there. And I say that, and what we're saying is, sure, now we've got these numbers. Now this election is over. Now we got to focus on what we're going to do to make it better for us because of the fact, let's not wait to see what he said he's going to do.
No.
It's time for us to come together. And you said something I agree with 150%. Even if it's going out to the different churches, we should have us. I don't care if it's the church over here on Nazareth Street or Bombard Street. Come together. So we can do that. It's not about the I. I want us to take the I out of the equation.
Yeah.
So that we do something together. That's something we got to do, Larry. And I'm just going to be as transparent as I can. We fight against ourselves.
Oh yeah, it's about it. Really, that there is a need for leadership.
Yes.
There is a need for sacrificial service, so that our communities can benefit. You know, I'm of the mindset you go with the goers.
Exactly.
Those who want to be a part of good, those are the ones that will be a part of what you're trying to do when you're trying to do good. And furthermore, even if you have to go alone,
go.
You gotta go.
Go.
You gotta go. And you have to advocate for a plan that can include more people, because more people will ask you, what can they do to help us? So you have to be open to how can you incorporate people in what it is you're trying to do. And I am one to say that the black church has to be put on notice. I went to several churches prior to Souls to the Polls Sunday, and none of them mentioned Souls to the Polls that day. And so we have to be determined and conscious of this political process, and we have to take a stand.
Absolutely.
Because our children are at stake in this. Our educational system is at stake in this. Our neighborhoods and our communities are at stake in this. Jobs and careers are at stake in this. And so we have to be involved in this process, because those members that we have will be impacted by decisions that these political policies take hold on our lives.
I agree. I do agree. Let's get together and make it happen. We're going to come back with more talking with Mr. Larry Williams today. And if you've got questions, want to be a part of this conversation, I encourage you, please call 850-432-7768 and let's talk about it right here on Sunshine's Corner.
You finally found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Messick Insurance Agency in Pensacola if auto owners make sense for you.
Keep going, more. No, stop!
I'm Emily Echeverria, Marketing Communications Director for Council on Aging of West Florida and the host of Coming of Age. Watch our show to find out what we're doing for our seniors and their families, and hear from area experts and local business owners about their programs and services. Want to help? Find out how you can work with us to bring a better future to our seniors. Watch Coming of Age, 3:30 p.m. Wednesdays, only on Blab TV.
This is Wayne at Icon Automotive in Robertsdale, Alabama, and I wanted to tell you more about our powertrain warranty forever. It comes with any vehicle we sell that has 80,000 miles or less at no additional cost to you. We put our vehicles through a tough safety and mechanical inspection before it can have the powertrain warranty forever, giving you a peace of mind with your purchase. This warranty is good anywhere in the country, and it covers 100% of parts and labor with no mileage limit, and is covered as long as you own the vehicle. Come pick out your dealership car at non-dealership pricing with the powertrain warranty forever at Icon Automotive.
Watch a new episode of Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m. Your tips may be eligible for a cash reward, featuring items about officer training, various aspects of police work, and crime prevention information. You'll hear about upcoming family-friendly engagement events as well. Don't miss Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m.
Listen. And welcome back to the Thursday edition of Sunshine's Corner. And I tell you, I don't like to keep anybody on hold. We're going to go to the phone line because we got somebody on the line. Let's see who we've got this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, this is Haley. Good morning, Haley.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I've been sleeping.
Oh, I can imagine all the work that she had to do. Well, I just want to tell you that you put on a great fight. Don't give up. Continue to fight.
That's true.
Thank you so much.
And I figured that, you know, with you on the air with us this morning, what would you like to tell the people? Because you've been out there fighting this battle, and you know how it is, what we got to continue to do. What would you like to say to encourage everybody today?
Well, I tell you what, I have been, you know, not trying to be on social media too much, but it's giving 2016 all over again. And that's okay. That means that I already know where we're starting from.
Right.
I think that there's a lot of people right now that, I hate to use the word, but I'm going to use it, are now radicalized and understand what we're dealing with. So I want to tell y'all, join an organization, get linked up with the people who are already out here fighting the good fight. We have been preaching how it starts at the local level. I'm already ready to set the structure in place to run candidates in 2 years. So, let's get our teams together. We have so much more work to do, but this is actually a great time to do it. And we got to start before January so that we have a push. I have been tired of playing on the defense. I'm an offensive person.
Right.
So, ready to get into it. I am powered up and ready to go. There's so many other young people that are also ready to do it. So, let's just keep it going. I'm ready. I know that a lot of y'all are ready. It's okay to grieve right now if you feel like you're in a grieving place. But in a couple of weeks, we got to get back up on that horse and get at it.
She said that right.
That's right.
I mean, you're really mimicking some of the things that we've been saying this morning. We got to have that. I mean, I think like the leader we were talking about, I think she will be one of those that will be in that race to be that leader.
I want to commend Haley myself in the race that she ran, and as I would say, don't get weary in well doing. And as you're talking now is exactly what you need to do. You need to get back on the horse, get back out in the game, and continue so that in 2 years we will be better as a community because of your leadership. So we're hearing what you're saying. You're young enough to where you've got energy, ideas, and you're going to benefit a lot of people, young and old. So continue.
And I tell you, I don't want you to think that you lost because you didn't. You still won.
Yes.
You still won.
Oh, completely. I am honestly overjoyed and extremely excited. I mean, over 32,000 people believe in the vision that I was pushing of hope, healing, and healthcare for all in Escambia and Santa Rosa County. And I will tell everyone, I did have a conversation with my opponent. I did congratulate him for winning, and what he did tell me is that he's ready to get to work on some mental health initiatives that I have been talking about. I think that that's a win right there.
It is a win.
It is.
To start doing this work.
It is. And you continue to do. You know, she was the social worker of the year for the state of Florida.
For the state
of
Florida.
I mean, that is outstanding.
That's huge. I mean, and she's been leading in other areas as we talk about advocating. So she really is into everything that she's talking about and doing it in a very excellent way. And so you just can't stop now because now we all know who Haley is.
We know who Haley
running
is.
Like hell for Haley.
She's running like hell. Proud of you, baby.
That's right.
So proud of you. And just
Thank you so much.
Keep doing what you're doing because, look, in 2 years, honey, look out.
Yeah.
And you see, but let me say this too, Larry. what she's already done.
Mm-hmm.
What we said at first, don't you dare wait.
That's right.
She said you got to have this done before January.
That's right.
So
That's
she's
right.
already started the work. Do you hear what she's saying for those who are out there that's watching us today? She's already started. She didn't put down anything. She went to sleep last night, but she's back up today. I mean, but she's doing the work that she's got to do. This is how we fight.
And thinking about the fight that's ahead, the struggle that's ahead. So you're going to encourage a lot of people. You're encouraging people today with your comments and saying that you're not weary and well-doing, and you're going to continue. And we're expecting more to be just like you.
That's right. Just like you.
Because they're young and they do look up. And I was so tremendously glad that you were in the race because of your age and that you are that generation of the future. And so you're bringing along many of those who might feel like this is somebody else's involvement, not yours. But now they see that it is your involvement and you're making a difference.
That's right.
Yeah, we
exactly.
appreciate you.
And you have also started with it was the Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
So my start, was all organizing. I have been organizing for going on 11 years now. And it has been the best decision that I ever made was to go into doing community organizing, I promise. I've met so many people, and it really is part of what empowered me so much to go ahead and run for office and for the next time I run, because it is definitely coming.
Absolutely. Keep fighting that good fight of faith, girl. We're right behind you.
Amen.
We're right behind you.
Thank you.
Thank you, darling. Love you with a perfect kind of love.
Love you too. Talk to y'all soon.
All right, bye-bye. Everybody, that's Haley Morissette, and I tell you, she did a great job.
Oh, my goodness.
She did a great job, but what I'm so pleased to hear her say, I'm not feeling weary.
Right.
Okay? I had to lie down and rest because I was going everywhere, but that's just that body needed a little rest. And now she knows that she's already working toward it. She said she's going to have her plan together by January. This is November. So therefore, she did not stop working. So what are we going to do? I want to say even to those who are working with the Democratic Party here, have we started? Let's get our plan together. Let's call these officials together so we can start something, talk about this situation, what we're going to do to make sure right here locally that we can be prepared for what may come our way.
And if I could, I would like to give the Democratic Party a shout out. They did the yeoman's work in getting candidate information out there, and I know they worked hard with the volunteers that they have. So I would admonish them to continue as well and continue to bring more in the fold so that we can do more. But that leadership and Derek and your team over there, we want to say bravo, Zulu, for the work and the effort. And just be encouraged in the days and year ahead.
Exactly. And we're all going to work this thing together. So please don't give up your hope either. For those who are feeling down and weary, feel like you just can't raise your head, this is the time you got to stand up the tallest. Even though we may be overcoming what the decision was, this is the time you really got to stand up. When you brought up Dr. King, out of all he went through, and I say that because I remember the day in April of 1968.
April 4th.
When we got the news, I could see my parents. I remember my mother and my father, that what came over them, how they were so hurt. What am I saying to you? Do we have someone out there that's willing to fight that fight like he did? He put his life on the line, his family, his children. And he was such a young man, 39 years old. But okay, I'm not saying that you're going to give up your rights. What I'm saying is, who do we have that's in that political arena that wants to take that mantle, to step out front, to lead?
Wow.
We've got to have a leader now.
You know, that I thought about that the other day when, quite honestly, it was in Philadelphia when former President Barack Obama was talking to those African American men, and the comments, were not the best way to present the information, in my opinion. And what came after was a few different people spoke up, but we didn't have that national voice to help men and women understand that it's not what the president was trying to say is it's not only the popular vote, it's those electoral votes that's coming out of Pennsylvania that we all have to collectively come together to earn. And so a national leader would have expressed that, and now we are in search of the next generation of, quite honestly, national leaders. And I think politically we have some. The governor out of Maryland is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the years ahead, and then but on the grassroots level, I don't know who they are, quite honestly.
I don't either.
And we need them so desperately, and we also need them at the state level. We also need them at the local level, and so. As my brother would say, the world is wide open for leadership.
Exactly.
And if you want to do good in your community, you want to do good in your county, you want to do good in your state and in your nation, then there's plenty of opportunities right now today to stand up, take an issue by the horns, and make it better.
I agree.
Make it better.
Exactly.
You could do that, and there are multiple medias to get that word out.
Exactly.
There are medias that weren't available when Dr. King was around, and so now you have to use all of those platforms that you're probably more familiar with than others, and put a word out there. Meet people. Get others to get involved, get signatures, and then make your case before the powers that be about the policies that you need to see implemented in your community. Be mindful in the days ahead about how the money is being spent on county and city and state budgets, but also. And there's opportunities in that, but also be mindful of how we as a community are spending our money. And so if you are finding that companies are not hiring, companies are not doing business with you in terms of contracts, then you as an individual should take that as a lead area that deserves your attention and the attention of others. And so any good work you're trying to do, make sure you do it. That's right.
And listen, we're going to be talking more of that. You brought up something I want to bring up too. We're going to go take a break. But when he's talking about the monies that were spent, and the monies that were spent even here locally during this election that we just got through, we're going to talk more about that, on my opinion, what I saw right here on Sunshine's Corner.
Welcome to Little John's Big and Tall, where tall men and big men go for style, fit, and comfort. We offer a wide variety of styles and unique brands that service all sizes from large to 14X, as well as tall sizes from large tall to 6X tall. Our knowledgeable staff are here to make sure you have a stress-free experience and answer any of your questions. Little John's has been named Best of Pensacola and Best of the Bay for 4 years in a row. Visit Little John's at 5700 North Davis, or visit us online at littlejohnsbigandtall.com.
It's time to find a health plan that can keep up with your life. A plan that makes getting care convenient, with doctors around the corner.
I can get used to that.
Plus, 24/7 access to care. Plans that keep more money in your pocket, with plan payments as low as $0.
$0. Looks good to me.
Let's find your health solution. Speak to a dedicated Florida Blue agent today. Call 1-850-393-7036 to learn more.
Some attorney ads are really over the top, within-your-face concepts. Not this one, because there's nothing exciting about bankruptcy law. But if you're struggling with credit card debt, medical bills, student loans, repossession, or mortgage payments, you'll want to hear this. Lewis & Jernevoy has helped thousands of people with financial problems for over 20 years. We may be able to help you achieve financial freedom, and that is exciting. Call Lewis & Jernevoy today for a free consultation.
Get your tickets now to EntreCon 2024. You'll learn how to turn your dreams of starting a business into a reality. Current business owners will learn the secrets to making your business more successful. With 31 speakers, you'll have access to a diverse range of experts, actionable strategies, and dynamic networking to help you with your path to greatness. EntreCon 2024 is November 13th and 14th at 3 locations in downtown Pensacola. Get your tickets at EntreConPensacola.com. That's EntreConPensacola.com.
And welcome back to Sunshine's Corner on this Thursday edition. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Mr. Larry Williams. We've touched a lot. We've hit from A to Z just about, well, we're almost there. I'm going to go to my Z in a moment. But I got to say this, though. When we were talking about the spending with the election, even here locally, and by me being in media for so long, I tend to go from here to here to here. And I'm not just watching, I'm listening to see what's being promoted. I'm seeing what's being talked about so I can see what the lack is. Even with this presidential election, I didn't see many of her commercials.
No.
What my thing is, and this was my point, with us being in Florida, and we know what, we might be here on the Panhandle, but we got a big part of Florida here that does vote. I didn't see any. I asked both sides, look, you need to come on this show. Put commercials on this show. Buy time on this show, because I have a great audience that's listening across the board. There were other medias I listened to I didn't see. I saw commercials coming up with Vice President Harris at the end. I only saw a couple of commercials. I say this to say that. Sure, more people now, especially at that age group, 35, 64, now the 18 and up, they're more onto the social media. Even with the streaming process, I didn't see that either. You got to get the message out. And you have to start early. And especially when you're trying to, I'll say this, to convince somebody that you are the better candidate. Okay, I'll say this for Trump. Mega been in your head how long? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Mega been in your head for how long?
Yeah, since what, 16?
Okay,
yeah.
That red cap has been in your, but that's planting.
Yes.
That is what you call planting a seed and continue to water that seed.
Yes.
We got to do the same thing. I always say this. I by my being in the media for quite some time, I'll watch another person who's successful. I'll take that concept and use it to better mine.
Absolutely.
Because that concept works.
That's right.
So my point is this. To all of us right here at Escambia County, don't use just one, use them all.
That's right.
Plant that seed, and don't just wait till it's time. Plant that seed all the way across all the time. Watch that seed grow.
That's right.
That's just how it works, Larry. Because once you put it there, if you're going to come with something you have, and I say this to people who want to advertise, when you put that seed out there and you think, okay, my event next week, I just want to run 2 spots, wrong answer.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody going to hear it but me and you. So therefore, we got to do that even with our political points. I mean, it's okay to sing to the choir, but don't sing to the choir over and over. Try to get some new choir members. That's what it takes.
Absolutely. That's basically what you're saying. The church, the choir members already know that song.
Thank you. So get me some new members.
Yes.
So therefore, you got to go outside your comfortable realm.
That's right.
Go outside your usual.
That's right.
And get some more members that can sing soprano, alto, tenor, and bass.
That's right.
Then you're only going to come make that circle bigger.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying, because that's what we got to do in anything that we do. Don't just look at me right here. Okay, I know she's right there. Tell somebody else about it. And I think that what part of that was that too. She only had 100 days. She did a phenomenal job in 100 days. I mean, now I believe if she had more time, it would have been a different story. I don't think she would have, it would have been a bigger, closer gap, should I say.
Yeah, I don't, for whatever reason, for those who did not vote for her, the question is, like you said, the red hat has been in the picture for a long time, and I think the red hat people knew from years ago that given the opportunity when the time comes that they were going to vote in support of him again, and I'm of the mindset that. I think she ran well. You don't win sometimes, and at the national level, it's more impacting than it is if it was a local race. However, all the things that she did in that 100 days, I didn't see what she could have did better, other than, like you say, money.
Yes.
I listened to some outlets, and she didn't necessarily come on those outlets
No, she didn't.
with a commercial.
No,
and
she
and
didn't.
I listened, and I listened intently.
That's what
on
I
a
did.
on a regular basis for her commercials, and so she could have done better in that way. But I imagine,
believe so.
I imagine she reached out to a lot of people, went across a lot of spectrums, and tried to get her message out, whether it was social media, whether it was television, whether it was radio, and not to mention all of those live events with so many other
Right. She
other
can even hit
people.
social media really hard. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, though, Larry, I think that what we got to do, especially with our party, what we got to do, got to come together, number one.
Agreed.
We must come together.
Agreed.
It's
Agreed.
okay to think and do what you, but if we don't come together, it's not going to happen.
And the good thing about being a Democrat is our tent is so much larger.
Yes, it is.
You know, and there's so much more room for all of us to come together and have our points of view and our ideals melted in a strategy that will benefit us all. So to come up with that plan to do what needs to be done for our families, our communities.
Exactly.
There is room for us in the Democratic Party.
And whether you believe it or not, anything that is being, and I'll say this to those who may not want to agree with me, if he implements what he said, it's not just going to affect me. It's going to affect you too.
That's the part right there that
Now, they didn't get that.
That's the part right there that I have, that brings me the optimism.
Yes.
Because I don't know if you were voting against women or you're voting against black, or you weren't voting for yourself, but anything now that he said he's going to do,
yes,
it's not just going to impact women or impact blacks, but it's going to impact most Americans. And so that is,
that's the point that I can't get over.
Yeah, that's the part that we're looking for profiles and courage from our legislators to say we're not going to do that.
Yes.
Because that's not good for the country.
The American people. It's
yeah,
not.
and that's what I keep looking for in legislators, to say we're not going to do that, and I'm willing to put my career on the line to stand up for the American people. And now, a case in point would be Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney did that, and she showed profiles of courage to say, hey, I will stand by the truth, even if the truth costs me my job, because the truth is the truth. And so that's where we are. Those who want to serve in American people have to think for the American people and what's best for them, not for the individual.
That's right.
We serve the Constitution.
Absolutely.
Not the individual. And so what we do should be for the good of the people.
I agree. And I tell you, I cannot say anything even more toward that, because that's what it is.
That's what it
is.
is.
And if you have, you know what will happen. If you still don't know what Project 2025 is, I still encourage you. If you just key in on your computer, Project 25, watch what's going to pop up. We had a show, I had a whole show about Project 25.
Okay.
Broke it down.
Okay.
What to look for. If you would like to have it in your hands, contact Mr. Jerry McIntosh. He printed out the things that we're talking about, so you wouldn't have to read the whole 900 pages. But you can call Mr. Jerry McIntosh there at Movement for Change, and he'll give it to you.
That's right.
So that you won't have to go in there to read it all. He's got what it will affect us, and you'll see now what the vote has done.
That's right.
American people spoke. Okay, now we got to do our speaking to come together so that we as a people can get through this the right way.
Yep.
And don't just fall down, lie back, and let somebody just give you something.
No.
Fight for what you want.
Fight. I mean, that, and that's kind of, America has always been and still is a work in progress. And so we need to know we're all working towards a more perfect union, and that is the struggle continues towards a more perfect union for everybody who lives in America.
That's right.
Now, what I know, I did a little studying. After the Democratic National Convention, where President Bill Clinton said that since the Cold War, we've had 3 Republican presidents and we've had 3 Democratic presidents, and in that span of time, America created 51 million jobs. And this is the most incredible part. You go and you Google, you do your own research. But of those 51 million jobs that were created, 50 million were created by Democrats.
Yep.
Now, what has also happened under Republican administrations over the course of time is they raise taxes.
Yep.
They're going to, not raise taxes. Of course they don't raise taxes. They cut taxes for the wealthiest of the group.
Exactly.
And that raises the national deficit, okay? And then the unknown takes place, which leads to unemployment and bad scenarios for the American people. So knowing that this is a Republican playbook, realize that when they start talking about cutting taxes, they're not cutting taxes for you. Most of the time, they're cutting taxes for the Elon Musk of the world and the Donald Trumps of the world. And so we, as a group, need to know that that's going to raise your deficit. And then the unknown, I can't tell you what that is.
We don't know what it's going to be, but we got to be prepared.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
And Larry, let me say thank you. Our time is up, believe it or not. Can you see when you get to talk about things that are great, the time just seems to tick. Thank you so much for coming in to talk with us today. I will be back in touch with you so you can get back on again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy
and everybody, it has been a wonderful day. My time is up. I've got to get out of here. But I'm going to leave you as I do every single day. Never, ever, ever lose your focus. Always remember, if you keep God first, I'll guarantee you'll be a total success. Until 9 o'clock in the a.m., know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you. Enjoyed it so much.
Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.